So good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another collaboration album review of The Shield on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today I'm joined by Señorita Sabrosura. Señorita, how are you?
Good. Everything good here. How are you?
I'm good, and today we're gonna talk about a band that I discovered thanks to the Green Man channel, and the band is called Sugarcoat. No, Sugarcoat is the name of the album. The name of the band is Blushing. See,
Blush.
that's why I see that. I know it's not sure. It's Blushing, Sugarcoat, and this is the band's third album. And I discovered it because the Green Man did a review, and I listened to the album. I'm like, yeah, I like this. So props to the Green Man. I'll put a link for the Green Man review for people who haven't seen it, so they can see the Green Man's review. So we're talking about this band, Blushing, and this is the band's third album. I got to listen to the other two albums as well, so I could know more about the band. And it's a band that there's four people in the band, and there's two people that are married. Like, so what? So you
It's
didn't
two
know the band
couples,
either,
right?
right? Yeah, there's
I,
two
I didn't
couples.
I didn't know the band either, so I was curious, and I read they're from Austin, Texas.
Yes.
Um, and there's like two couples married to each other.
Yeah, it's the vocalist and guitarist Michelle Soto. She's married to the drummer Jacob Soto. And then vocalist and bassist Cristina Carmona. She's married to the guitar player No Carmona. And you know, they're categorized as like a dream pop, like dream pop shoegaze type of sound. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's 11 tracks. I think it's like 32 minutes in length. So it's a album that flies by quickly. So, Señorita, what did you think of Blushing Sugarcoat on the first listen?
Well, I didn't know anything about the band, so I came with fresh ears, and I think it sounds like very classic shoegaze, on the dreamy side. It reminded me a lot of Cocteau Twins or the band Lush. Uh, I like it. Like they're not reinventing anything on the shoegaze or the dream pop, but it's really good. Like what they do it really well. I like their sound.
Yeah,
What about you?
yeah. Well, for me, yeah, it's kind of like hard to reinvent shoegaze because if they change too much, it's not shoegaze. But you know, now we have like grunge gaze, we have black gaze. So uh, maybe we'll have to invent. There has to be a new invention. Well, there's another band that I heard that they're doing like new metal with shoegaze, so they call it
Oh
new
wow,
gaze.
that's
Which
interesting.
basically I just say that's just the Deftones. And so yeah, for me, this band, I think that I like that it's you can feel that since there are a couple married people, like I don't know, they really flow well with each other. The two female, I like, you know, I think shoegaze. I like shoegaze with female vocals on it because especially if it's like dreamy. I don't know why the female vocals are dreamy, and I can hear Lush, but I also could hear like remnants of bands in the alternative world, like the Breeders or Belly, who did like alternative rock, but also they weren't like they had that to even singing. But yeah, it does have a lot of like Lush in the dreaminess, but I wouldn't say it's just dream pop because there's distortion on this album. Uh,
Yeah, has some fuzzy guitar, some
some fuzzy
distortion.
guitars. The only thing is that it's not distorted the whole way through. Like, but
Like
there's
my Play Valentine or something
yeah,
like
no,
that.
no, nothing like that. But it also is not like slow dive. It has because it's got like a different side to it. And I'm telling you, we reviewed last year. We reviewed Narrowhead from Texas, who did like an
Yeah.
alternative, also kind of like shoegaze at times. And
Yeah.
I don't know what's in Texas, but apparently there's lots of bands doing this type of style from
Yeah, there's like a shoegaze revival in Texas.
yeah, a Texas gaze, if you will.
Texas gay.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah, and obviously this band, I'm sure they're Hispanic because of their names.
Yeah.
Because yeah, and uh, I love I think the flow of the album is interesting. So on first listening, I liked it, and I'm like, since it's short, I can listen to it on repeat, so I can get different nuances. So,
Yeah,
Señorita,
I think that too.
yeah, because it's it's 42 minutes, so it's not that long, and I got to listen to their previous albums, and I think this album they have more fuzziness than their first album is very dreamlike. I think on their second one they started more with the fuzziness, and this one is a good mixture of their first two albums. So yeah, pretty good. So, what tracks did you enjoy?
Well, the first standout track for me was Tamagotchi. First, because it brought a lot of memories. I don't know if you had one, but I had one
No.
back in, well, you were in college, but I think I was like in high school. I had a Tamagotchi. My first boyfriend gave it to me, and it
Ah.
died of me so many times, but it was fun to have it. So it sounds like very nostalgic. But I like the fuzzy guitars, and it has like a jangle and two on the guitars, and that's one of the songs that remind me of Lush. But even the video, it feels like very nostalgic. So
Oh, I saw the music video. They're playing and like the Tamagotchi is jumping on people.
yeah, I remember mine. It was green.
Yeah. Funny story. My daughter has a Tamagotchi now. And I
Wow.
remember I'm like, those things are a thing again?
Apparently, yeah. So in with the
Yeah.
song,
Yeah, no,
um,
I never had a Tamagotchi. I would have it would have probably died.
yeah, it dies, but you can like have it again to live.
Yeah.
The other track I like is Seafoam. I read that Jeff Schroeder, ex-guitarist from Smashing Pumpkins, played in that track. But besides his guitar work, I like the ethereal vocals here. And that song, I don't know if because he was playing there, it reminded me a lot of Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, the guitar's more like crunchier on that one. Plus the Smashing Pumpkins, they Siamese, they were clearly also influenced by shoegaze
Yeah.
in some of the sounds. So yeah, that seafoam, that's a good one. What more did you stood out for you?
Um, and the other track that stood out for me was Slice. I like the blending music of in this track, but I don't know if you remember the band Tattoo. They did a
Yeah.
cover. They did a cover of "How Soon Is Now."
Oh,
That song
really?
from the States. Yeah. So when I listen to Slice, it reminds me of that cover that the band Tattoo did from "How Soon Is Now." Um, I enjoy it. I also enjoy the title track Sugarcoat. It's very I think that the bass here in this track it's very prominent and the drums. It was a standout for me.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, for me, I think all this something that I found interesting about this album is that the singles are or the first tracks.
Yes. I
You have
didn't know
an
the singles until I went to see the
Yeah,
video.
until I saw
Oh,
the music
like,
video. So
oh,
the intro, it's basically like to get you into the album, and it goes into Tamagotchi. And
yeah.
Tamagotchi, I think I like that track because I think it's very earwormy, and I like how they're doing like almost dual vocals at the same time, which
Yeah.
gives it that dream pop thing. But they did something different there with the guitars that didn't sound like straight up like classic shoegaze, which I think stood up. Seafoam, I think I really loved it because of the guitar tone on that track.
Yeah.
Like having Jeff from the Smashing Pumpkins there, I think helped with the track. I like the guitar tone on this album as a whole. I think it sounds really well. The bass also shines in some tracks. I like Silver Teeth a lot, which is one of the other singles that they have.
Yes.
Uh, Again, I think they do a good balance of mixing like the dreamlike thing with the fuzziness, but never neither side is overtaken. Like they blended. It's not
They
like,
blended really
because
good.
there's some shoegaze band that can only do like the dream pop thing, and there's other shoegaze band that can only do the fuzzy things, and this band can do both.
Yeah.
Which I think it's a standout. A track that I liked out of that's not the singles is this, because it's a shorter, like 2-minute track, and I think I like the distorted guitars on that one as
Yeah,
well.
started guitars in that track too. It reminded me of My Bloody Valentine, but without going full on the distortion. Like it has the distortion that you said, but it doesn't go full My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, so those are the tracks that stood out for me the most. So what are your final thoughts on this one, and what would you rate it, Señorita?
I think this is a solid record. Like we mentioned, I like the blend of like dreamy, fuzzy, a little bit of distortion, but without going full distortion. I enjoy like listening to the bass, because sometimes when you listen to some shoegaze bands, it's all about the guitars and the vocals, and here you can like enjoy the bass, the drums too.
I
So
think the bass gives it that spaciness and like dream
yeah,
pop thing.
yeah, so I enjoy it. I think I'll go back to this album and have it like listening again, not like others. So I give it a solid 8.
Totally, yeah, nice. So for me, this album, it's also pretty solid. I think it's growing on me more.
Yeah.
The only complaint that I think I have is that I think all the singles, like the strongest tracks, are all at the beginning. And
All at the beginning.
it's not to say that the second half of the record is bad, but I think that the first half of the record is more, it feels more immediate, and a few of the later tracks felt like more that they were like more slower, and kind of like brought it down to me just a little bit. So maybe I would have changed some tracks here and there just for the for the flow, because like it starts like very strong and then it like takes a little bit of a dip. Not saying that those other tracks are bad, but I think that would have helped. But it's only a 32-minute record. So for me, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10, but it may grow on me. And right now, I think it's one of the best, more like shoegaze albums that come out this year that I've listened to. I've listened to this one. I also, if there was New Moon, that was more like slow dive. And this one was actually, I heard this one was produced by someone from the band Ride, which we also did a review of on the channel lately. So we want to know from you couchers, what do you think of Blushing-Sugarcoat? If you haven't listened to this band, please do. You know, I'll put one of the videos. I'll put the Tamagotchi video so people can go see that video, because I think that video is fun. And also, if you haven't, check out also the Green Man's channel review. He has a great channel, and he knows a lot of shoegaze.
Yes.
What? Yeah.
A lot of shoegaze on the Green Man channel.
Yeah, he knows a lot of shoegaze. So if you haven't, please subscribe to his channel as well. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to Señorita Sabrosura channel, we are doing more videos right now. She has a series, You Must Own on Vinyl, Must Own Records on Vinyl. That's pretty good, and it's she's getting more subscribers, and she's got merch. Where can they get the merch?
At Sabrosura Creativa on Instagram.
Nice. And if you haven't subscribed to me, please do. I have more videos on the way. Coming up next for me as Señorita Sabrosura, we're talking about Weezer, the Blue album, which turns 30 this Friday. So that will be our next video. And El Duderino, or as I like to call him, Mr. Sabroso,
He's gonna join us.
He's gonna join us for that one, and we're all gonna talk about that album. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on the couch.
Señorita Sabrosura.
And we'll see you right here on the couch for another album review. Thank you and goodbye.